Hello, this is Mike at TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Georgetown 34 M5 motorhome. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. We'll start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things to take into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite, there should leave plenty of room for that slide, as well as this awning. Over on our off campsite, beside your slides, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to be all the way back here in the rear corner. You can run that down through the hole there. And then your docking station is going to be right in front of your rear tire. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once we arrive, get a good parking spot. First thing you're going to do is go up in here and level our unit. Alright, now auto leveling. I'm going to turn our key on. Come over here, touch the on button. And we're simply going to hit auto right up here in the corner. Once I touch auto, that's going to go ahead and run your auto leveling down. Now you can sit here and be still. You can go outside and watch them. But we're going to go ahead and let them run down. And then once them are level and stable, we'll hook up our power and water. Alright, now we've got our unit level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. Big 50 amp cord plugs in here in the rear. You need, at a campsite with 30 amp, you do a 50 to 30 amp dog bone, they call that. And if you need to plug into a 110, there's a 30 to 15 amp reducer that'll go on the end of that. Get your power hooked up, let's hook up our water. Again, your docking station is right in front of your tires here. At campsites, we're going to hook up to city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting lines in your unit. Always use this when putting fluid in your unit. Hook that up to city water connection. Hook up your hose. Don't turn on your hose yet. Got one more step. We're going to come over to your campsite. Find your hot water heater. And all we're doing at this point, folks, is making sure our drain plug's back in here. This will lift right up off here. Throw some plumber's tape on here, not putty. Putty will gum up on you. Plumber's tape, get that in there nice and snug. Once that's in there tight, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now, a couple more other things while I'm over here on your hot water heater. There's an on-off electric element down here that is taped to off. The only time you ever want to turn this on out here is if you're hooked up to 110. Otherwise, turn it on indoors. Also, if your hot water heater doesn't seem to be working, come out here to see if either one of these are bubbled up. They are a reset button. Just press them back in if they're bubbled. Now, the next thing we'll do is we'll go inside and open up your slides and get in there and open up all of your water taps. Get your water lines opened up, get a nice steady flow of water going through them, get all the air out of the lines. Then you can shut them off and you know you're all set to camp at city camping. Now let's say we're gonna go camping and we're gonna go dry camping, boondocking some people call it. In that case, we'll go here to tank fill. Water pressure regulator again, fill up to tank fill. But what you're gonna do now is you're gonna go inside and where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks, you're gonna keep an eye on that freshwater tank. Once it's full, remove that hose, put this cap back on, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump indoors. Don't turn on your water pump and hook to city water. That's already pressurized. Alright, we're all set up with power and water. Let me go ahead and walk you around the rest of the outside of the unit, continuing here in this docking station. Got a hot and cold shower over here. Here's where we'll dump our tanks. There's your lug tightener. City water fill, fresh water fill, black tank flush. We'll talk about that when we dump our black and gray tanks. There's an area for that hose to go down through. Here's where we will fuel up. Storage, power. We'll continue up our off camp side here. Toward the front two here, we will have our generator, which I'll start up from indoors here shortly. And then our propane. This is where you'll fill that up at. Come around to our campsite. Got your outdoor television. Whenever you arrive at the campsites, I'm gonna say this for one TV, it'll go for all of them, but go into your menu, run a digital channel scan to pick up all the local channels. Working real quick. Put that off. Down here's our Jensen sound system.
I see the dash piece collapsed yesterday, and I was
Sound system out here. Turn that up here. Lock this off.
Metal sales, manufacturing.
I gotta pick up much for stations inside this metal building, you know. Shut that off. Our battery compartment. Check your batteries every now and then. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. Flue for your furnace. A few things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of it. It does get hot. Tons of storage down through here. There's your water filter. Some people don't use them, so we don't put them in. But if you do, there's a handle to put that in. There's some access to water lines. Same thing here as well. In here will be your low point drains. That will dump your fresh water and low point. Hard to see on this camera here. Again, our hot water heater. Quick connect for propane, in case you want to put a griddle outside. Again, our big storage areas. You're all set with your backup camera. Slide toppers. That about covers everything out here. Let's go take a look on the inside. Coming up inside the unit, first thing I always like to point out is your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. To my left, coming up immediately, I'm going to start with, this way you turn on your inverter. One note about this, your TVs are hooked up to the inverter so you can watch them while going down the road. Not the driver, of course. But, so you want to have this on in order to work your TVs on this unit. This is your battery control for the whole unit. This is turn on your entry step power. Down is on. You got a GFCI with, or you got a 110 with GFCI reset right here at the beginning, entry, and you've got a nice little extension to your dinette area here. That's going to bring us up top to our control panel. So starting from home, we've got our lights. We've got our temperature, we've got our slides, we've got our awning, generator, water, AC, heat and AC, and locks. So let's start up here with our lights. This is to turn on our awning light. Turn that on and off. Go back. Next one is going to be, excuse me, our second one here is going to be your level monitor. To check the levels of your fresh, gray, black, your gas, and your battery. This fresh one's the one I said to keep an eye on when you're filling up your potable water. Once that's up into full, that's when you're going to want to remove that hose. Next, our slide controls. 3 different ones. We'll utilize these when bringing the slides back in. Awning. Your awning, you only want to run that awning out until you can see that brown bar and your flap is fall down to 90 degrees. If I were to hold that extend down, that would continue running itself out and start to run itself up backwards onto itself. So keep an eye on it when you're running out. Make sure you don't run it out further than you need to. Next, down here in the corner, we've got your generator. I'm going to go to manual operation. Just hold that. It says running. Let's go see your generator. One thing about these doors, be patient for these steps to come out. You can be in a hurry and fall on the way out, so be careful. Around down in here. We'll get up in here. See this purring nicely in here. Stepping back up inside. It says hold stop. We're just going to hold that. Going back here, going back to home again. Water pump. This way you can turn on your water pump if using potable water. Here's where you can turn on your water heater. Here's where you can turn on your tank heater. On your water heater, that runs off gas. And on your tank heater, that is a 12-volt pad. You don't want to turn that on unless you have water levels in there. And all that is to keep your tank from freezing if you're in inclement weather. Run all the way back to home. Temperature. Living room. I'm going to shut this AC off. Now getting a little cooler down in here. Same thing in the bedroom. And shut it off. But your AC is here. You can change it from heat to cool, depending on what you set that at. Furnace, auto, heat, or cool. Bedroom fan. Shut that off. Living room fans are all off. Go back to home. Lastly, looks like a lock, but it doesn't seem to be set for anything. You set your time, your display, wireless hookup. That covers everything on there. Continue into the unit. Show you some lighting. One-touch lighting. Your sink. Check your plumbing every now and then. You are bouncing a house down the road. Keep an eye on it. Down here is going to be all of your fuses. And this is your diagnostic center to show what you're running off everything. We got our self-explanatory microwave. Your cooktop. This glass top folds back and makes an excellent backsplash. Turn this to light. Hit your spark, and when your gas is on, this will light up. You may sometimes have to bleed the lines for a couple minutes until your gas gets in here. But simply spark light. Same thing on your oven. Turn that to pilot. Spark it from here. That will light your pilot, and then turn it to the desired temperature. Just make sure you look in there and make sure your pilot lit before you turn it up. Got a Norcold fridge. Controls are on the front here. I'll turn that on. Right now it is set to auto. Auto means when you're plugged in, you're running off electricity. As soon as you unplug, you're on gas. Get that to light back up for us. You can also have just gas, just electric. Come over here. There it goes. That'll light it up. Change it from here. Auto means as soon as you unplug, again, you're on gas. Over here, 1 through 9, 9 being the coldest. Again, same thing goes with this TV. Go in, run your digital channel scan. Sound system. Crank that up in here. Again, like outside, I don't know how well stations will pick up in here, but let's see what we can get. So AM, FM, Bluetooth, auxiliary in, USB, nice sound system. Yeah, I'll wait for that to pick up a channel. Not much in this building, no. Don't get 102.5, nope. It's not gonna pick up much in here. So fireplace, not just for looks anymore. I can go through and show you all the pretty colors. But the biggest thing, folks, is the heat. If it's chilly in here in morning or evening, instead of using up your gas, crank this up. If you're at a campsite, plugged in, use electric, get it heated in here. Save you gas. Merlin solar controller. The whole purpose of this is to keep your solar panels from overcharging your battery. I don't know much about the Merlin one because we have a lot of GoPro ones here. So I actually printed out a manual that I am going to give to you guys. This is just a temperature reader. It helps the thermostat to pick up 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. Beautiful recliners with buckles, one touch lighting here, power recline, hold it down, it'll recline out. We've got a light in case you can't find that cup. Heat, 3 different levels of heat, as well as massage, both sides. We've got a cup holder here with an area for your remotes, but of course you know they'll never stay there. This table here, I want to show you real quick how this works, is that twisted all the way to the left, so that when I bring this over here, it's going to hit in that slot. Once it's in that slot, start twisting to the right, and that will lock that in there for you. Then you set your table on there. Then you can take this table, lift it up from the back, turn this latch to the left. That'll fold this down, kind of jackknife, so you may have to lift these up a little bit. But that'll fold that down. If you want to put cushions on top, you can make another sleeping area. Storage. Your bunk safety. This will not move no matter what. Power on will not move as long as that is latched. Unlatch that. Come over here, turn that power on, and bring your bunk down. You have a ladder in the back. It'll come and hook up to this. You've got a safety strap in case we got kids in there. We can take and hook these up here. Smoke alarm in the ceiling. Let's head on back to the hallway. Back to the bathroom area. In this coach, your shower's on the right. My biggest thing I want to tell you about the shower is to make sure that this door is latched open for travel. Go across the hallway to our potty area. Turn on the lights. You do have the flush here. Sandy flush. Again, more plumbing to keep an eye on. Again, you're just bouncing a house down the road. If you travel a lot with this, just want to keep an eye on things. You also have a hand crank open power exhaust vent here. Oh, there it is. Shut that off here. Nope, it's all controlled from up here. Come back into our bedroom. Same thing on this TV. Run your digital channel scan. You can lift this up from underneath for storage back there. Go ahead and crank this one up for you. I talked about you also have a hand crank open exhaust vent back here as well. A separate AC unit with a quick dump. Have that pulled open so your air dump down in here quicker. And I believe that about covers everything in here. You got 110s and charging ports on both sides of the bed here. Do have a door that'll latch out like that for showering and whatnot. That latches itself going open. So let's act like we're getting ready to leave and close the unit up. Let's start by coming to the control panel. Going to my lights. Oh, I just remembered most of my lights aren't on there. Most of my lights are just all over the unit with switches. So I'm going to start walking through and shut off as much lighting as I can. Alright, so I went through to make sure all accent lighting is off. Your main roof ceiling is right here. So go through the unit. I like to say doors and drawers. Go through the unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slides from coming in. All of your vents are closed. All of your doors are latched the way they need to be latched. Come to my control panel, 2 slides. I'm going to start with the bedroom slide, and we're going to bring that in. That way's in. You can kind of see that running in from here. Let me go to my wardrobe slide, the other one in the bedroom. It's important to go into that bedroom, make sure all things are off the floor. Nothing's going to get in the way of those slides coming in. And lastly, our sofa and dinette. So it's just hard to keep your finger on that and film at the same time. Make sure that your driver's seat is at least at 90 degrees. You don't want that slide catching that. So now with that last one in, shut these lights off here. Come back up front here. Come the key back on. Turn on our auto leveling. Where it says retract, you're just going to touch all jacks. That is going to go ahead and start bringing up all of those stabilizer jacks. Once they're all up, we'll head on out. Alright, if we're out boondocking, I'm going to get up inside here, open up our low point drains and drain them out. Once they are drained out, come to your hot water heater. If you've done camping for a while and don't want to leave stagnant water in here, lift up on this pressure release valve. It's going to dump hot water out of here. Be careful. When it's done, you can pull your drain plug for your residual hot water. Do both the same if we're at a campsite, but also we're going to unhook our power, our water, and our cable. And head on up to the dump station. Now at the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump's going to be right in front of your tires on your off-camp side. Got 10-foot hose, tug your convenience pack, hook that up, hook the other end to your dump station, and pull your black handle. That's going to be your sewage. And it sounds like it's no longer draining. Go check the tank inside. If it's closed, empty or close to empty, come back out, leave that black handle open, and hook up your hose from the dump station at the black tank flush. What that's going to do is it's going to wash all that nastiness out of there. Again, emphasizing with your black handle open. Let that run for a good 5 minutes. When that's done, remove that hose. Make sure all that washout water you put in there is drained. Then you can close your black handle and pull your gray. Once your gray is done, you're going to take your sewage hose, store it in a sanitary, convenient place, and head on home. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Georgetown for many years to come. Happy camping.